Ladies and gentlemen, hello flight simmers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Frankfurt. And today we are checking out the new LatinVFR A340-300, which has just been released last week. And yeah, super exciting to be flying an A340-300 in the simulator, finally, after such a long wait. And so first of all, to manage expectations, and some of you might even be surprised to see me flying in a LatinVFR aircraft on the channel, and indeed, it's, to be perfectly clear, this is not a good aircraft for the simulator, and probably never will be. And usually I don't even bother about the LatinVFR aircrafts. The other ones out there are not really something I enjoy flying. However, I have a very soft spot in my heart for the A340-300, and also I don't really expect any of the sort of high quality developers to bring an A340-300 to the sim anytime soon. That's why I decided to go for this one, and it's kind of fun actually. So since this is not going to be a good aircraft sort of inside the cockpit or how it works, I think this is it's really just fun to fly. It's enjoyable. We can just like have fun, maybe fool around a little bit. We don't have to worry about flying the procedures to like a 100% accuracy or something. So this is going to be fun, and in order for me to enjoy this aircraft, they have to get one thing right and one thing only, and that is it needs to be underpowered like crazy. So this is sort of the key feature about the A340-300 is it's kind of weak. The engines are kind of weak for the size of the aircraft or for the amount of tons it's carrying. So of course it's like in reality it meets every sort of minimum criteria it has to meet, right? There's nothing wrong about this aircraft at all. But it is kind of true that these engines are rather weak. So it's if we have like this super slow and heavy climb rate after departure, then I'm 100% happy with this aircraft, and then it's gonna meet all my expectations. So yeah, that being said, today we are taking it across the pond to Detroit, which is not the longest flight, so flight time today is 8.5 hours, and yeah, therefore we are not super heavy. We're certainly gonna test this aircraft on even longer routes to like get closer to this max takeoff weight. But even though today we are carrying, we have a takeoff weight of 227 tons, and the maximum would be 271 tons. So it's still almost 50 tons, or not quite, 45 tons shy of max takeoff weight, but still it should be rather slow on the climb out. So I'm very, very curious how this is going to work out. Right, of course we're flying offline. I'm probably never ever going to fly this aircraft online. It's just not up for it. And yeah, I would say let's not waste any time. Let's head inside the cockpit. We can look at the sim brief output in there, I believe, and then we can probably be very quick in the setup and take this bird for a spin. Right, so here we are in the flight deck, and as you can tell, it's not really what we are used to from Phoenix or FS Labs or the like, and I'm not gonna waste time complaining about it. I did not expect anything great. It is okay for what it is. One thing I kind of enjoy, so if we head over to the wing view, that looks kind of cool, and we have a kind of proper cabin. This even being the Lufthansa cabin with the Lufthansa business class seats right here. Not sure if all the other aircrafts have the same layout. They probably do. Oh, there's the passengers coming in. That's cool. But yeah, this kind of surprised me to the upside already. But yeah, as I've just mentioned, I'm not going to go into like a review because there's just nothing crazy I expect from this aircraft. We're just going to have some fun with it. All right, so this is the EFB. Yeah, this is the OFP. Really cool to have it in here, although it looks a little bit messed up. So here you can see zero fuel weight 164 out of 178, and takeoff weight 227 out of 271. And how do I scroll this thing? Ah, there we go. Yeah, trip fuel 52 tons, and then, oh, this is super sensitive on the scrolling. block fuel 63 tons. Out of a maximum, I think the A340 can take like 110 tons, somewhere around that. So you can see it can go pretty long distance. Right, so that's that. We don't need to look at anything on here, but I am just gonna hit all these buttons. Let's see if this works. So sync fuel. So we should have 63 tons. And we do have 63 tons. Now sync payload, and we should have... where is it? Can't find it. What did we say? Like 227, and we do have a cross weight of 225.5. Yeah, okay, close enough. Let's call this close enough. And then sync plan. This probably puts in the flight plan, I assume, but I'm not super sure. Okay, let's brighten this one up a little bit. Frankly, CFM engines, same engine model as on the A320 fleet, which is kind of fun. So in it, how does this work? So that's we have the route already. That's perfect. So I'm not gonna change much here. Cost index. Let's bring it back to 30. Flight plan out of 07 center. Let's just enter it again, so we make sure we have the right one, because we don't need the Charlie. We need the Boca 1 Delta, which we have had before on the channel. Always departing Frankfurt, we're gonna fly this one. And arrival, Top Gun, ILS 1 to 1 left. Yeah, let's leave it at that. That should be fine. Okay, wind. Can we even fetch the wind data? Oh, wind doesn't work. Okay, that's a little bit of an issue, because on long-haul flights wind is rather important. But we're not gonna worry about it too much today. Right, 63.1, 161, okay. 89.5, hopefully not, because that would be much more than we have on board. Yeah, so as you can tell, this is all the first time for me flying this aircraft, so we're just gonna see how it works. If we run out of fuel over the Atlantic, then so be it. I can't really do anything about it right now, because I have zero experience with this aircraft. Right, maybe quickly, just very quick. I think we can pull up the charts on the EFB as well, but I kind of like to have it on the side. So Boca 1 Delta, which is the longer one for the heavy aircrafts, 220 throughout the turn, and then just following the departure route, or maybe we can take it direct to Boca after Metro VOR or something like that. Initial climb 5,000. So yeah, it's a really cool one, but we have had it before on the channel a couple of times actually. So this departure is kind of getting standard by the time. Right, let's see. Of course, we're flying hectopascal. Let's switch on those VORs, constraints, flight director, B key 1015. I'm not sure. Okay, boarding takes a little bit longer, but you know what? Let's just fire up the APU. So we don't lose any time at all. Right, now second inlet 63.1. Fuel on board 33. So this is all entirely out of line, but yeah, again, I did not really expect this to be accurate at all. We do have, and that's kind of cool, some sort, at least some sort of takeoff calculator in here. Now I don't expect it to be super accurate, but if it gets us off the ground, then I shall be happy. So why do we have 1015 and here it's 1002? 1015 is correct. 110 at 9:25. 24, 110, 103. Okay, that's fine for me. Let's go air conditioning on. Departure out of Frankfurt. Runway 07. Center 4,000 meters. Runway heading 07. Try 100. Yeah, I think that's correct. So it does give me a flap 1. I do believe standard SOP for Lufthansa is flap 2. But correct me if I'm wrong on this one. So it's gonna be flap 2, 144, 44, 57. So 2. 144, 144, 157. Now, wait, flex temperature 55. Oh, we don't have flex temperature, okay. Maybe. Should we try D-rate? Should we go toga? I mean, we're not heavy, it's a long runway. Maybe something in between, like 40? I'm a little bit unsure. Kind of want to play it safe. Righty, now we need to figure out the trim. So, cross weight center of gravity 30.74. Shouldn't it be on here? So that's 32. 30 points. Well, that's 32, that's 28, so 30 is gonna be in the middle, 30.7, so this, let's call it up 2.3. Up 2.3, does make sense. Forward arrow, great. 2, up 2.3. Okay. Yeah, so 30 is gonna be in the middle, 30.7, 2.3. Yeah, roughly. I think it should be fine. Okay, looks like boarding is completed. Beautiful. APU battery, APU master, APU bleed. External power calming off, and let's ask for...
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Pushback. Yeah, maybe I should add as well. Of course, I know absolutely nothing about operating the A340. So that's for sure. But to be honest, I'm just gonna operate it somewhat similar to how I operate the A320 or A330 family, and I think that's kind of the beauty about Airbus aircrafts. It's a little bit like you know one, you know it all. Of course, real-world pilots would absolutely roast me for that, and rightfully so, but you know what I mean, right? So when operating in a simulator environment, I think it will get us from A to B. I'm quite sure of that.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Okay, let's go 1000. Really hard to read. Oh, we can't even change that. Oh, we can't even change that. Oh, okay. So this definitely makes this aircraft unable to fly on the network. Yeah, maybe also I should add. So the thing I'm really hoping for is that the spectacular good freeware community out there, so all the modders, maybe if like the Horizons or Headwinds or whatever they are called, if one of those guys picks up the A340 and makes it a better aircraft over a period of time, this would be my absolutely dream come true. Still, I don't think it's gonna be like it's never gonna be a study level aircraft, that's for sure. There's these pushback areas I remember. I think area 2 should work for us today. Let's hope. Let's hit and hope. Oh. Hello. Why cannot...
Release parking push. All engines clear.
I'm trying to
Start
release it.
engine.
What's going on? Is it a bug or is my controls? Unsure. Unclear at the moment. Just noticing we are still dragging along the... Oh, I didn't even finish the overhead setup, that's bad. We're still dragging along the ground power unit. How do I... How do I get rid of that? Still there? Nah, now it seems to be okay. Wow, perfect pushback. I'm surprised. I am surprised. We're still pulling forward a little bit. Oh, that's even cooler. Alright, I would say let's fire up those hair dryers. APU bleed is on, beacon is on, fuel pumps are on. So we're just gonna start with 3 and 4 and let's have a look. Okay, so very silent on the engine start. Although what I do like is the wing flex. That looks pretty cool. And I think they're gonna be much louder on the takeoff. But we will find out about that later on. Okay, let's continue with engines 1 and 2.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Right, so N2 is rising. Fuel flow seems to be incorrect. GT is rising now, there comes N1. Yeah, so there's gonna be a bunch of things which are just not making any sense at all. Righty, in the meantime, arming those spoilers. This comes to max. Still waiting for the engines to spool up. You know what I just forgot? Is this guy. But apparently, so apparently we still were able to fire up the engines. Well, I completely forgot the engine start switch. Holy cow. Luckily this aircraft is very forgivable. Okay, APU bleed off, APU master switch off, flaps 2. Yeah, so the leading edges of the wing do not really look fantastic, but never mind. Right. I don't know, should we even worry about checklists today or maybe not? Maybe not. Let's taxi light, turn off lights. Can we make a flight control check? Oh yes, we can. Full left, full right, full up. Wow, this is super sensitive. Full left, full right, rudder. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, so we are on our way. Just brightening up those displays a little bit. Yeah, so we're just gonna take Lima all the way down to 07 center. Gonna be very simple taxi. Alright folks, so coming up to runway 07 center, and let's see. So apparently we have takeoff all green. Not sure if we can TO config, this does not even work. Okay, so let's call this checked and we are pretty much ready. Let's put on these strobes, landing lights, takeoff lights. Lights are set, and then I believe we should be good to go. So one thing I am a little bit disappointed about on the A330neo, I believe they implemented the I'm not sure what it's called, like when you have the Navigraph map for the airport, but here on the A340 that apparently is not simulated or not implemented, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah, so auto brake keeps sort of or is deselected every time I hit the brakes, which should also not happen in reality, but never mind. So we are ready, and now it's the moment of truth. So as I said in the beginning, if we get a slow climb out, if this aircraft feels underpowered, then I am happy. Then it has sort of met all my expectations. I'm not following LNAV on the departure since it seems to be very much messed up. Let's go heading instead 06-8 should be the initial one, and ooh, this aircraft wants to get going. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's go flying. Interesting. Interesting power management. And flex 40 climb blue runway. Okay. Okay. Ah, nice. 100 knots. I like it already. Oh, it wants to go flying. No, 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 no. No way.
V1.
Checked. Wherever we are, it should be the same. Let's go flying. So very careful on that rotation. 5 degrees. Waiting for liftoff. 70. Yeah, we airborne. Nice. For the raid, gears coming up. Yeah. Nice, not too bad. That looks cool. Wow. Okay, let's see now. Yeah, I guess we can pull a little bit more. Yeah, almost 3,000 feet per minute. This is about the maximum I would expect at this point. Let's see, climb power, flaps 1. Back to nav. It's very, very sensitive on the yoke. Okay, let's run it to 210 knots. I want to see if the auto flap retraction is implemented. But yeah, it's hard to accelerate it. So I think they got the power right. Oh yeah, that is. Auto flap retraction to just 1. Now it should only reach 1, but never mind. Okay, left-hand turn. Not sure why the power is coming back so much. Okay, let's go autopilot. Okay, to be fair, the handling is not the greatest. It does not feel super nice. Frankfurt to the left hand side, beautiful. Let's keep it climbing. Oh, it should be 220 throughout the turn. I kind of missed that, but it's okay. Now we should be good to speed up to 250. Not sure why it's not happening. Anyhow, let's go speed 250. Open climb. Let's retract those slats. Okay, so the wing flex is really nice. Okay, 5,000 feet. Yeah, man, so I really think they kind of got the power management right. Or not the power management, but the power and the climb rate and the performance of the aircraft. I think it's okay. Imagine now being at max takeoff weight. I think this would be a maximum 2,000 feet per minute. Yeah, nice. I like it. I like it. Alright folks, I think this completes the first takeoff on the A340-300. And yeah, I don't really know what to say here, but it's not a good aircraft, but it still meets my expectations, because my expectations have been very low, admittedly, but I think it's gonna be fun to fly this aircraft on a couple of interesting routes. And yeah, so let's see how this flight goes, and let's see how our first landing in this aircraft works out later on. But so far so good. I think that sums it up quite nicely. Alright guys, thanks for joining me on the departure, and let's hope for a nice flight and a nice landing later on. Catch you later. Yo, welcome back everyone, and here we are descending towards Detroit. Now about to pass 12,000 feet, and yeah, so that was a fairly good cruise, apart from the small tiny little fact that I actually had to refuel 15 tons of fuel during the cruise to get us to Detroit with a somewhat realistic fuel level. So now we have 11.7 tons left. And it's gonna be at the end 10.8, and I think that's a fairly realistic value for the A340. Also considering that our alternate plus reserves is 7 point something, so I think 10.8 is realistic. But yeah, so this shows that the fuel burn of this aircraft I think is a bit too high. I would rather trust the SimBrief values on that. Also because fuel burn per engine during cruise was like 2 tons per hour, which I find a little bit high. I think also comparing it to flying like A320 or 737, fuel burn there is a lot lower, and it's a very similar engine. So yeah, that's at least my thinking here at this point. Now we can go down all the way to 8,000, and yeah, you can see sometimes autopilot on the VNAV profile is a little bit strange. But yeah, it gets us where we need to go, sort of. And yeah, one very positive thing, I think they really got the sort of power to weight ratio somewhat right. It feels very realistic. On this flight I've been climbing, like on the climb out of Frankfurt, I've been climbing through 20,000 feet with 1,000 feet per minute climb rate, which is very low for an airliner, but I think it's realistic for the A340, so at least that's very, very good. Seems like it makes a lot of sense how they sort of trimmed the aircraft for the power it has. Right, now let's talk charts a little bit. We are approaching via the Top Gun 2 RNAV arrival, coming from Bogota, now just past Top Gun. Following through, I think we manually need to make sure to hit all these speed and altitude constraints. I wouldn't count on the autopilot or the VNAV to do the job for us. And then you can see here that's the real world arrival Asus departure, 21 left, and that's the one we're heading into. Wind 300 at 4, a few clouds around, 19 degrees, altimeter is 29993, so very good weather indeed, nothing crazy. So we're gonna do that, and then from, yeah, it's kind of easy. So from Ryder, which is our last waypoint here, there's a transition which I've selected onto the final approach course. So that's super straightforward. ILS approach, position altitude 832, that's selected, and yeah, so should be fine, really, should be fine. Let's see, for the missed approach, climb to 1,100, then steep left-hand turn, 4,000. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna test how it feels, how it flies. Yeah, once again, I'm not really expecting a whole lot from how it feels, how it handles when manually flying the aircraft, but still, I think yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this first landing ever in the A340-300. It's kind of cool. So we're still at 280 knots, but that's actually correct according to the arrival, to the specific one, but now we need to slow down all the way to 210 knots. It's a big slowdown right now. So 210 is selected. And let's see, let's switch the approach on, approach mode, approach phase. I'm gonna activate later. We have 40 miles to go still. Yeah, that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. And now it's gonna take long since we are gonna be at 210 knots, which is just our green dot speed. So I think I'm gonna cheat here a little bit. Just selected like 212, so we can stay in a clean config for now. Right, although this seems to be very off indeed. Where are we heading to? Gifts, which is down there, but we're not really heading there, are we? Yeah, so having a broken LNAV is really something I find very frustrating. No matter which aircraft, but... Oh, no way, the direct it still has the full flight plan in here. Holy cow. That's a lot of clicking now. Where do we want to go? Right at Toffee. Okay, strange. Very, very strange bug there. Okay, we can go down to 5,000 at this point, so let's do that. Not really doing it, so let's go open descent. This looks better. Okay, and it's still a fairly long way to go, so I would say let's meet back on the final approach. Alright, so there we are on the final approach, localizer and Clyde super captured. And that was just in time because I just noted that the ILS frequency was not inserted automatically, so I quickly needed to insert it manually, which is 111.5, so we got that one now. Approach phase is activated. We are on flaps 1 at the moment, flying along at 180 knots, and I think pretty soon, yeah, actually about now we will go flap 2. Getting there, just 8 miles to go. Ah, there we now got the DME, so 9.8.
2,500.
Right. Speed 160. Yeah, so of course we don't have a landing calculator, but I just selected autobrake medium. We're gonna do the normal full flap approach, of course, which is kind of slow in this aircraft, 141. So that should be easy in terms of coming to a full stop there.
$2,000.
Gear down. Actually, let's check it out. Yeah, I really love that center gear in the A340. Really something special. Okay, flaps 3. We can actually go managed. 141, yes, and flaps full. Landing checklist. Ika memo landing, no blue. Landing checklist completed. We will do turn off lights. And here we are. Now, let's see how this aircraft feels. Yeah, 4,000 is set. Autopilot off. My aircraft. Pretty gusty winds here at the moment. Yeah, so flight director is very nonsense. You can see we are above glide slope, but it's still pointing up, so that makes no sense. It is still super sensitive on the elevator. But I do believe I'm seeing 2 wets, 2 right, 2 red, 2 white. So we are more or less on profile. Oh, we are open climb. That's why it's pointing up. That makes no sense. Why are we open climb?
400.
Okay, forward whatever reason. There's a parallel departure on the other side of the airfields. Some texture glitches here.
Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Retard.
Whoa. What the actual heck? I was going full aft, I swear. That was the aircraft all by itself. Holy cow! Oh no! Oh no, what happened there? That was frustrating. Ah! What a bummer! What a bummer. You know what, guys? I was, like, during the cruise, I was actually considering giving this aircraft a good review here. But that completely blew it. What the actual heck just happened? I went full aft on the flare. And the nose just pushed down like crazy. How can we still be rolling? It has to be like broken gear and everything. What the heck? Oh, that was frustrating. That was really frustrating. All right, let's do a quick cleanup. Then we will take it to the stands. Then we will examine our gear. And we will take a bit of a full conclusion on this flight, but this landing just kind of blew everything for me. Alright folks, so here we are at stand Delta 5 Bravo. Yeah, to be honest, after that landing I didn't really felt like narrating the taxi in, so here we are right away. So yeah, the fun thing is, however, that Volanta is actually giving me a landing rate of, oh no, never mind. I read 100 something before, but now it says 865. So I think this is a proper gear collapse at this landing rate. I don't know if it will actually hold these kind of landing rates, but it's certainly not in a good shape afterward. Alright, yeah. So actually, kind of a good flight up to the landing, but this part really blew it. So let's see. I was hoping we can fly this aircraft a few times in the future, but I certainly gonna be waiting for at least a bunch of updates until they fix that kind of issues, because it's really frustrating to do like a long haul flight and then getting memed so much during the landing. But yeah, so the good part is really that the aircraft feels heavy, it feels underpowered, and that's as I've mentioned in the beginning, that has been the major important thing to me. And yeah, so here we are. Is it worth, what is it, like 30 bucks? No, it's definitely not worth it. Should you go ahead and buy it, unless you really fancy flying the A340 like I do, then yes, but if not, then I would not recommend to buy this aircraft, to be very honest with you guys. Alright, so we're gonna call it the day right here. Hope you have enjoyed this flight as much as I did, and yeah, next time we will certainly be back in a proper airliner to fly. So take care everyone, and see you next time. Bye bye.